that when he stops moving?
I don't know.
Santa paws.
So, Biasbreaker Readathon update. With Earthlings, it is taking me quite a long time to read it. I think it's because I'm a bit busy at the minute. But I'm finally sort of getting through it. I'm more than halfway through at the minute. And I think I'm sort of liking it. I'm not sure. There was definitely a part in it that I didn't like, sort of at the very beginning, like when she was a kid with her teacher. But I think I'm liking it. Like, I definitely don't like it as much as I liked Convenience Store Woman. Because with Convenience Store Woman, like, everything she did was a bit weird, but there was like loads of sort of like clear logic to it. Like, she was such a well-developed character that it completely made sense, you know, all of the weird things she did. And you're sort of rooting for her to be that weird, you know, like, yeah, babes, you be weird, you know, you've got it under control. But with these characters, like this girl and like her husband now, like, I think they sort of seem really normal, other than just sort of at random points they'll come out with super crazy stuff and you think, oh well, that was a bit crazy. Like, obviously, even though it's like, it also has a really good backstory and sort of a well-developed sort of reason for why they're like that, is that, you know, it's escapism basically. Like, horrible stuff happened to her as a kid and she sort of had to create this narrative in her mind that she would someday, you know, be rescued from that, or she didn't belong in that, she didn't come from that. But I think it's like, it doesn't work as well as it did for the other one. But I'm not hating it, but that may just be because I haven't hit anything extremely terrible yet. We'll see today. Hopefully I'll have enough time to do it today.
Oh my god, lol. So I'm like doing work now, just my normal sort of work day from home. And I was just asked by someone on my team if I could like make a how-to document, you know, just like a really simple, like easy thing for how to process various things that are brand new. And I was like, yeah, no problem, I'll whip that right up. Like, I've got loads of stuff to do, so I just like whipped it together really fast. But I was like chuffed with it. Like, I put in like screenshots and stuff and like put them into Paint so that I could like circle things and like add notes. And I like worked really hard on the language that I used, you know, like not too complicated language, like really simple, like really clear. But I just did it really fast, like, ooh, boom, beautiful, sent it off. So I just got an email now from one of the people on the team that's like 3 times the length of like the actual document I sent, but it's just an email on notes. Like, just a note from point 2. I find that it's better to use the word sorting instead of the word filter. It's more clear. Also, a point on point 3. I find it's faster to sort by date submitted instead of ending date because it's clearer, blah, blah. Like, girl, damn, okay? You do not have enough work to do. Like, can I give you some of mine? Like, I'm not going to go through this document. First of all, no time to read your whole damn email. Second of all, after reading your damn email, no time to go through and fix that actual document. Like, it's supposed to be like really fast and simple. Like, I think I'm just going to go back to her and be like, girl, just change it. Like, do to it whatever you feel is fitting. Like, you're obviously the expert on random how-to documents. Anyway, I have, after that, decided that since it's 1:10, it's time for lunch. I'm going on my break and I'm gonna chat some books with y'all because that is what I do to relax. Anyway, I was thinking yesterday, like, I'm on my sofa, like, it's coming to the end of the year, you know, and everyone's like doing these end of year lists, you know, like it's time now to get like a flood of these, like, oh, my favorite books of 2020, or like, you know, best dramas, best YAs of 2020 or whatever. And I feel like unconventional categories are like really not appreciated, you know, not as like widely disseminated, and I feel like that's sad. I feel like it would be really cool if we had loads of just like weird like list categories, like, I don't know, like best beard in a book, you know, or like best dog or something. And I was like having a think. I think I've come up with a couple. First one, best mindfuck. Okay, like one that's just messed all the way with your mind, like either a situation in a book or just a book in general. Another one, best glow up, like a sort of like a memoir or a character or whatever that just like goes from being just like the worst little kid to just like the most fabulous adult, you know, like best glow up. Next one, best unconventional sex symbol. Okay, like I'm talking dad bods, people who are creepy, you know, various people you would not normally think of as a sex symbol. But like when you look again and you think about it, something about that could be a sex symbol, you know what I mean? So I think I'm gonna have like over the course of Vlogmas, I think I'm gonna have like a think about these and get back to you. You know, I think I'll start with, yeah, best mindfuck. I'll give this a think, you know, and let you know. And I think I'll do like, you know, top 3 to 5 of my reads for 2020 based on the categories. I feel like if you have any suggestions for these categories as well, you let me know, you know? Like if it's something like best beard, I probably can't help you because don't think I read a lot of books with people with beards, or like with books with people whose beards are specifically mentioned. But you know, maybe I'll be able to sort something out if you've got ideas.
Does anyone else find their car on the road by just walking up and down the road and clicking the button on it until it honks? Why is my life such a mess? Back! You can just be a huge van by yourself over there. That's not what you're doing. Sir, we shall duel then, shall we? Oh. At least he waved. Okay, red light. You stupid piece of shit zipper! Oh shit. Yep, my big ass is way out in traffic. Apologize for that. Myself and those people behind us who had to go around my car's big butt because it was stuck in traffic. I gotta take Emma to tennis. It's freezing cold outside and we gotta wait outside, so I'm not fucking around. I've got a scarf, a sweater, another sweater, hand warmers, socks, and also normal socks. One blanket to go over my knees so my knees aren't cold, and one blanket to go between my butt and the chair so my butt isn't cold. Scarf, hat, mittens, and coffee.
What if you want coffee?
Okay, so top 3 glow-ups in books that I read this year. Are you ready? Like, you may think this is quite niche, and how could there possibly be more than 3? But no, I read quite a lot of these. Enough that I can successfully pick out a top 3. Are you ready? Number 3 is Naturally Tan by Tan Friends. This guy is amazing and I love him, but he was like the shittiest little kid. Like, such a jerk, this kid. And he's grown into this like very sophisticated, like successful, mature businessman. Like, so he's on Queer Eye on Netflix, not like the 90s version, Queer Eye with a Straight Guy, but like in his sort of memoir or whatever, he talks about how he sort of came to be where he is, and he's done a lot of glowing up. Like, he became sort of famous in the fashion world by moving from like Birmingham or London or wherever he's from to Utah, and he was like, oh, I'm gonna make like modest swimwear for like women that want to dress modestly in Utah. And then it just kicked off because loads of people apparently really like vintage modest swimwear, like even if they're not like really Christian and just want to dress modestly, but they just think they're fat and like want a bit of like vintage swimwear. And it was like a huge success. And he's like a really like intuitive businessman as well. Anyway, definite glow up. Okay, number 2 is gotta be Over the Top by Jonathan Van Ness, who I also love. and who also was in Queer Eye. So this kid, he was like a super nerdy little kid. Like he was really into like figure skating and like writing his own book reports just because he likes to write book reports, not because they're actually needed. But he like started out as this like super nerdy like little kid and turned into this like glorious man, like long luscious locks, oh, full beard, oh, this guy. And he's so funny, like in the book. Little things like, oh, he turns all of his family members and everyone in the book to like give them anonymity or whatever. He like gives them the name of like a Russian figure skater or whatever. And he's been through like loads of struggles, like coming to terms with like being gay and like all the stuff in his family, which put him in some really rough places in his life. But still his book is hilarious. Oh my god, he's so hilarious. And now he's just like, I don't know, so gorgeous. Glow up, for sure. Okay, and number one best glow up book for the year is Unicorn by Amru Al-Qadi. So this guy, his drag name is Glamru, and he's actually from Iraq, and he has a twin brother, and his whole family's from Iraq. He moved to England when he was 10 years old because of his dad's like business or something like this. And he somehow, by being like really obsessed with stuff and really clever and like a super nerd, he earned himself a place at Eton, something like this, like one of these really posh sort of schools, because he decided that he didn't want to be from Iraq. He didn't want to be Iraqi at all. He wanted to be like, you know, he wanted to be English, I guess. But the book, Maisie just walked into the tree and then was shocked that something fell off it. Anyway, the book is about like his sort of struggles, you know, coming to terms with like being from Iraq and from a conservative Iraqi family, and him being gay and being really into drag and everything like that. But he really loves his mother and he loves his family, and it was like a huge struggle for him to sort of come to terms with them sort of hating him for who he is, or like being really against who he is, you know. He has a lot of things where he gets a lot of his inspiration for his drag show and everything from his mother, who's really dramatic. She'd be like, and she like matches everything. Like she loves shoes, like really expensive shoes, and she has like really dramatic gestures and like kicks off about everything. And like he's just basically used her as like inspiration for those things. And it comes to an end that's really nice. Like he goes through all this turbulence and everything in his life, and I think he's like come to a place that's really nice. Like he's come to an accepting place. His mother has as well. Like that's the number one. That's the number one of these, definitely.